Welcome to module 3 of the high ticket closing challenge. In the last module, we talked about how to gather the information from a prospect most effectively and efficiently. In this section of the framework, we are going to deep dive into offers and what makes them irresistible. 80% of the decision by the prospect to work with you is made once they have heard your offer. Still, I think most of us get anxious during this part of the call and tend to speak about something that we created during our customer research days. Every prospect is different, and using a memorized sentence is not going to help you close them. Imagine how amazing it would be to speak about an offer which your prospect would love to hear and can't resist starting working with you. Something that makes them realize that this is the solution they have been looking for all along. So, let's break down a mind blowing offer to its core and see what is inside of it. There are 5 key elements to an amazing offer: simplicity, surprise, credibility, concreteness, and emotional. Including these would connect your offer with your prospect directly. Now, let's talk about the number one core element: simplicity. Simplicity is most important in an offer because if your prospect can't understand how you're going to help them, then it loses the whole purpose of the call. Offer should be so simple that anyone can understand that in a single go, even a layman. And keeping it simple means just avoiding jargons, technicality, and complex processes. The number two core element: surprise. The surprise element is important to bring a hook to your offer, to keep your prospect invested, to arouse curiosity in your prospect's mind about their future dreams. The next element on the core list is credibility. As a human, we want to be sure that there are no loopholes in my success, and that's why we are addicted to purchasing with a good review. We all do that when we go to Amazon or anywhere. We search for a good review, even for a book or any product that we buy. And that goes same with your offer. If you can introduce credibility in your offer, then it just takes away all the worries of your prospect. There can be different ways to bring credibility, but one that takes up the cake is social proof. If you can help them understand that you have changed the life of a person very similar to your prospect through the methods that you have, then working with you becomes a no-brainer for them. Fourth is concreteness. One of the things a lot of people miss while mentioning their offer is concreteness. This makes your offer tangible. It confers with your prospect that what they have been dreaming to achieve is not impossible. It could be brought to reality in a limited period of time. Fifth, the last element of an amazing offer: emotion. The words and the phrases that you use matter. It connects the logical outcome with the emotional ones. An offer that connects with the prospect's emotion has the power to be unique and stand out from the crowd. As emotional beings, we base our final decisions on emotions. You became an entrepreneur because of your feeling to be an independent, not because it was logical to become an entrepreneur. Based on my experience, I have created a very simple method to design the perfect offer that your prospect would jump their seat from, and it would reduce a lot of objections that they might have. It's a simple four-part structure to a one-line statement, and it goes like, I help the emotional state of the prospect, mentioning their biggest worry so that they can focus on the emotional outcome, and we mention it with a fixed time. If you have investigated properly, then you would have all the blanks filled in before you even reach this part. And just by this one statement, we covered four elements of a good offer: simplicity, surprise, emotion, and concreteness. The emotional state of the prospect, their biggest worry, and the emotional goal we have figured out in the understanding the objection part, which we learned in the module 2. Once you state this, just become silent. You just told them that their dream could be true. They would not believe just yet. So they would have questions to check if this is real. And this allows you to expand on your offer and build credibility. The last missing piece in your offer. Let's see how would this look like while speaking to James. So you could start with, to summarize our conversation, James, you have been stuck at making $5,000 for the last 6 months, and you need help of an expert to solve this. You also mentioned that you're super committed to reaching your goal of $10,000 and spending time with your family. Is there anything else you would like to add to this? And James might say no, or they might add some information if they want to. Now, this becomes important to summarize the conversation, as it reminds them of their problem just before they hear your solution. It anchors them to the current moment with you as they are in pain right now. And they want to get rid of it. So now you can say after this, well, I can definitely help you. Would you like to hear what I do? And James would be, yes, please tell me. Now you can use the structure that I told you just now, the four-part structure, and create your offer statement. For example, we can say, well, my area of expertise is helping stressed consultants. Stressed is the emotional part. To remove the fear of having consistent client. Remove the fear of consistent client, that is the biggest worry. So that they can focus on more time on passion projects. That is their emotional goal. Within 6 weeks. That is the fixed time. Another example. Well, my area of expertise is helping confused coaches to remove the fear of doing everything on their own, so that they can focus on scaling their business within 3 months. Another example. Well, my area of expertise is helping overwhelmed entrepreneurs to remove the fear of marketing so that they can focus on improving their lifestyle within 8 weeks. These are all just examples. Just we filled the same thing. If successful, the prospect is surprised and want to understand more from you. So James would say, how do you do that? And once they have a question about your program, your methodology, you have to explain them in simplicity how you have helped a client very similar to your prospect and how they are thriving in their business just by working with you. Here goes your social review, which makes them more confident about your methodology and build trust in you. So you could reply something like this when James wants to know more about your business. After working with so many clients, we have developed this methodology to quickly identify and remove issues in the business. Nick, one of our clients who is currently making $30,000 per month, came through us when he was in a similar situation as yours. We started with figuring out the root cause of his issues and started removing them based on their severity. And currently, Nick's business is on a roll. Now, we managed to reach his goal within 8 weeks of starting together, and he's making $50,000 per month. If everything is done according to the framework, then we have removed almost all the objection and they are ready to start working with you. But we do not have to jump the gun yet. We need to make sure that there is no more hidden roadblocks in their decision making process. So that brings us to the next part of our sales framework, which is acknowledging the solution. This is the section where your client convince themselves to start working with you. So let's talk to James about this. So James could say, so how do you start and how much do you charge for your services? And you can say, I charge $2,000, I charge $5,000 for my services. But before jumping into that, do you think this could be a potential solution to your current business problem? And James would say yes, because he is interested to know how you're going to work together. Then you can say, great, why do you think so? We are a great, this is something helpful for yourself. Now, this is important to ask because it will help them to convince themselves that this is a good solution. And James might say, I think your methodology makes sense and it could be useful in my business. And you could go like, awesome, would you like to know the next steps for working together? And James would be agree to it. Definitely, let's go ahead. And you can do the rest of the process however you like. Send a payment link, get a credit card, send a contract, whatever works best with you. And that's how you close a happy and excited client. In an ideal world, this would conclude your sales call. But in reality, this is not as smooth. There are objections that your prospect might have which you need to cater before acknowledging the solution with them. So in the next lesson, we are going to learn about objection handling. This would be unlike any other methods taught to you on objection handling. We are going to learn about the basic structure of obliterating any objection that the prospect might throw at you, and how you can make those difficult situations work on your behalf and convince the prospect more on the fact that they are going to take the right decision to work with you. So see you in the next module, guys.